I have a discipline problem. Or do I? Some days I was able to stare at screen and just not start. Wasting days till I noticed that something wasn't right, something didn't fit this story. And after all, it wasn't random. It kept happening at the same time, not during the work, not when things got hard, but right before I started. The second before I picked up the camera, opened the laptop, started editing. I was lost searching for distractions. And once I actually started, it was fine. I could go for hours. So the problem was never about the discipline. It was something that was happening the second before I actually get to do stuff. And that one thing is friction. What actually is a friction? Basically, it's the resistance between deciding to do something and actually doing the thing that you decided you're gonna do. Simply put, if I tell myself that I'm gonna go to the gym right when I wake up, when it actually comes to that, I have to search for my clothes, fill up my bottle, find my shoes, find where I left the towel, pack all the things, plus commute and all of other things. It just feels like a lot, and I'm most likely not even gonna wake up because the pressure of me having to do all of that sounds so freaking challenging that I just choose to stay in bed because it's comfortable, it's easy. I train every day at 5 a.m. and trust me, I would probably not be able to pull it off if I had to do all these things, right? Because I usually wake up, put on the clothes that are on the chair, grab my bag and leave. That's it. I'm off, because the objective is to get out and go train. That's the first objective of the day, right? And the reason this works is because I'm prepared. I created this system that I know will work, mostly because the instructions are clear. Do this, grab that, and you're off. Maybe you're starting to see what my point is here. The reason you feel like you don't have enough discipline might be because you are just not organized enough and prepared to do what you want to do. And that creates a lot of friction that just ultimately slows you down. If I set a goal for myself that I'm gonna shoot a video every single day, you gotta be sure that I'm gonna have my camera ready to just pick it up and shoot, right? Before I even know what I'm gonna shoot. Because if I had to go through the whole setup and just do all the things that I need to, pull up the microphones, pull up the lights, pull up the everything, that's so much friction that just holds me back, because I'm ultimately not gonna stick with it, because it's not easy to follow. There is the resistance that keeps me where I'm comfortable, right? You can have a lot of willpower and you can willpower through a lot of stuff, right? You can push and just wake up, do all those things and just do it, right? Because let's be real, if you do something very challenging that requires a lot of willpower in the morning, it might be almost impossible for you to do something that requires solely willpower later that day. And this actually leads me to second point. If something requires a lot of willpower, I'm not even surprised you are going after distractions, after those easy dopamine hits, because it's just easy, The overwhelming scale of the project takes a lot. The easy scroll thing, dopamine, is just so much easier and so much more fun, right? Prepare what's required and remove what's not. Sweet, but I still can't get myself to start editing the big 10-hour footage project, because it's just a lot of footage. I haven't even started. It's gonna probably take me hours to get even to the first meaningful result, right? You probably got a project of yours that you sort of feel similar to that, right? You've been avoiding for days, weeks, sometimes even months, and for some reason you just can't seem to get to it. You are struggling to do anything about it, basically. Let me try to put it as simple as possible. If I ask you to earn $10,000 a month, it would probably feel very overwhelming, the goal, right? But if I told you go here and earn your first 10,100, it would probably be more manageable. You would be like, okay, I can do this, right? What I'm trying to say here is that it's the exact same thing with the work, right? Instead of, okay, I got these 10 hours I need to do, I'm gonna start with 30 minutes an hour that I will do today, and we'll look through the footage, and I just much smaller, manageable goal. Some people go as far as saying, okay, I'm gonna set a timer for 5 minutes, I'm gonna do the work, and after those 5 minutes, if I ask myself the question, do I really want to continue? And the answer will be still no, that I don't want to be doing that work, I allow myself to just quit. So no pressure there, right? But what usually ends up happening is that after those 5 minutes, the momentum kicks in, and people usually end up working 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes after the timer stops, and that's thanks to the flow and momentum that basically streamlines the whole process. When the momentum kicks in, it becomes practically easy to continue. It basically happens immediately after you start. So the starting part is the hardest thing that requires a little preparation, a little planning, and a little bit of willpower to start, execute things. But once you start, things become exponentially easier, if that is even possible. What I'm trying to say is that if you imagine like trying to push a heavy ball or a car. First time you start pushing, the car is static, the ball is static, you push, and very hard to push it because the friction is there, the resistance is there, right? But once the ball is rolling, it becomes so much easier because the momentum kicked in, and you just continue pushing it with less force and it keeps rolling on and even speeds up possibly. It kind of works the same with work. The goal was never to have more willpower, more discipline. It was about needing less willpower to start, and if you can get yourself to do that, you are basically halfway there, because the other part is just execution and just staying in the flow state, which requires less of that willpower. So however big the project might be, split it into small chunks. However small they will be, it doesn't matter. If it helps you to start, that's the important thing I want you to take from this video. Staying on the note, what's the one thing that you've been trying to avoid that's holding you back, where the friction is currently winning on you? I recently figured out what's actually meaningful to me, which is video and teaching, actually helping people learn something, do something. It doesn't cost you anything and it means a lot to me, so if you can, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.